Ain't too bad. I'll use the next go round. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Bell Kings Fantasy Football League. It's your boy Tony D. Been a minute. This has been requested. This has been damn near demanded. This has been asked for. This has been wanted. I am happy to be here. Season 2 with the Belt Kings Fantasy Football League is coming up. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for checking me out. I know the time is off due to it being a Sunday morning and a lot of people probably in church, if not sleep or doing the family thing. I get it. I just want to throw something out there real quick. Sent a few invites out to the league members. Trying to see who's going to pop up. Uh, my apologies to everybody who's been expecting me since the NFL draft. My delay has been from a lot of the transactions that I've been seeing that's been happening in the NFL. I didn't want to make anything happen until I was sure everything was solidified, to which it is still not, i.e., players being released, waived, requesting trades. I haven't seen a solid roster yet. Rich, I sent you an invite too, man. I think I sent it to your IG. I will post it here in the chat if it can help. I was just on with Fine Man Rich on guest stars on Twitch. Appreciate you, Rich, as always. I wanted to see if anybody else would pop up. I don't like a lot what's going on right now because, like I said, the rosters aren't solid. As an example, Dalvin Cook just visited the Jets. I want to see if he's going to sign over there because he got released by the Vikings, which makes no sense to me, except for money. Quite frankly, you should have paid him. Ladies and gentlemen, man, Fine Man Rich is in the building. What's up, Rich? How you doing, bro?
Good to be here, Tony. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. Good to be here, sir. It's just like it seems like I just talked to you.
I know it feels that way for some reason. I don't know why.
Glad to be here. Belt Kings rules on Sundays.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay, Twitch is going good. Let me see if Twitter's looking all right.
And you're on YouTube also. I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you would like, I'm not sure if you connect your channels up top. That door is open if you want to.
No, I'm good right here. So it's
Good,
fine.
good.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it as always, Tony. As far as you're very gracious and it just like I was telling you before, for the folks here on Tony D's, it's coming back here, folks. It's coming back. Tony D
broadcast. Yeah, people been asking me. I've had a lot of people be like, "Yo, when you coming up?" The champion of last season, Golf Hawk, has been like, he's geeked, he's ready to go. I was like, listen, let's let the rosters get solidified first. Let's let the preseason games get started first. The preseason is going to start this week. There are some things we can somewhat discuss. But like I said, things aren't solid. I'll go ahead and start my soapbox now. I was very hyped for the Jets to get Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad he got Aaron Rodgers. What scares me, what terrifies me, and what gives me any cause to pause will be that damn schedule.
That's going to be the test of it, Tony. That's going to be the test of it.
That schedule is sick. Ladies and gentlemen. That schedule is sick. It even emphasizes how sick that Jet schedule is. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I've actually said I don't even know if they'll make 500 because it's going to bother the hell out of me if they don't. But based on who they're up against this season with the rosters they have had previously and how things are still looking the same, they're in trouble. I'm sticking to it. They got to prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. I really want them to prove me wrong. I'm just saying. The Jets are in trouble.
Well, they're going to make it to the playoffs with Aaron. That's the goal. That's the plan, right? At least the playoffs with him this year, maybe, right? Is that too lofty?
That is a rational focus.
It's not a lofty goal, though, right? I know. Somebody say Super Bowl. No, not this year, maybe. But
that was me before I saw the roster.
Okay.
That was me before I saw that roster. But Jesus, I mean that schedule. Excuse me. That schedule is bananas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's brutal. Brutal. You can throw brutal in there too. It's going to be a brutal season.
Yes, and of course they have improved their players, which will not be disrespected. But my God, who they are up against is ridiculous.
But could you say if it's brutal and they're able to weather the storm and come out of this, it could make them a better team?
Yes, they just have to do it now. And I say it like that on purpose because who they got to go up against is not. It's not going to be a cakewalk, and we're not expecting a cakewalk, honestly. But my God,
yeah, just.
I'm just
But
sharing.
I know that the Jet fans, any Jet fans, excited about this because their history. I could honestly, I like the Jets. I don't think I was ever fully a Jet. They're a New York team, and I love all the New York teams. Even when I didn't like, I was maybe in the background rooting for the Jets, even though I didn't really care for them for a time there because they are from New York, even though they play in Jersey like the Giants. But it just they're overdue. It's just sort of like the Bills. The Bills, after they years back when I was growing up, they lost all those Super Bowls and stuff, and it was just heart wrenching. And they just went down for a long time. And then with the Jets, as far as that goes,
Nancy,
can you
how
hear
you
me
doing?
now?
I'm just seeing everybody up in here now.
Oh.
Nancy, you have the invites in the chat. If you can't see it, you're welcome to come up. And Aaron Rodgers does not suck. You're just mad he left. I'll deal with you later on. It's the New York Packers. She gets on my nerves. Random Rick, there's an invite in the chat if you'd like to come up. You do talk sports.
Oh, okay. Now I see what's going. My microphone is off of the webcam. Okay, I see. I just turned my microphone.
No, I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay, I'll just go with the webcam then and stuff.
Random Rick, you're at work. All right, cool, bro.
I just briefly looked over and I just as a side note, I'm looking. How can he hear me? I can't. I usually hear myself in the thing.
You're looking for yourself. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Don't worry about that over there. Let me talk to you. Okay, sure.
I get sidetracked.
Let me
go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Let me holler at you. Any NFL news that you may have, Melanie, how you doing? Is there any NFL news you may want to put out there, Rick? Rich, go for it, man.
Well, the one we're talking about earlier, the Jim Burrows thing, that's something new to me. I wasn't aware was going on. Jim Burrows injuries, Bengals star out several weeks with a calf injury. Team reportedly signing an XFL quarterback, according to CBS Sports News. There, as far as that goes, the gentleman, what is it? The gentleman I was talking about earlier. But they're looking at. But it makes me wonder. They're getting a quarterback, signing a quarterback. Don't they have a backup quarterback already?
Who? Tomorrow, Cincinnati.
The Cincinnati, yeah.
You would think so.
Yeah,
you would think so. But they just they Nancy, I see you talking about Joe Namath. I'm not going there with you. Yes, Melanie, you did just see us. Oh yeah, we're wide open right now. They are calling it a calf sprain. Yes, he wasn't able to walk at practice. They showed the video, and it was a damn mess.
You actually saw a video of him walking?
They showed when he was being carried off because he couldn't put any weight on it. I think it was his right leg. He couldn't put any weight on it.
Right.
That's going to destroy a lot of the rosters out there because I know a lot of people are going to pick Joe Burrows. So you got to watch these superstars out here. They're going to get hurt early, and it's a damn mess.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's something. It just, but I think if anything, that's probably the biggest news because that means I don't think he might. I would almost say that he's not going to be ready for that opening game at this point.
Well, he won't be. I don't think he'll be ready for the opening game.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to chance it as far as that goes. And judging on there's how they played last year, they weren't really that great at the beginning of the season. They turned it on right towards just before the half point of the season, and that got them to the playoffs, and then subsequently to this winning the Super Bowl.
Right. Nancy says Jamar Chase's value drops. I'm not sure. I think they're going to make sure the ball gets to him, and the guy that they picked up is a decent quarterback from the XFL. He just might have a decent season for the most part. So we're going to see how it goes. Anything else that you have from any other team out here?
No, just like I said, the Jim Burrows thing, that's the biggest news I think that comes out of this weekend because, you're talking one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL. And just, and it's sort of ironic. It's not football, but baseball. Aaron Judge just comes back for the Yankees after a devastating injury he had. Mm-hmm. And that had an impact on the Yankees and stuff. So it's a good thing that this is happening before the season, because if this happened during the season, it would definitely have a drastic impact the Cincinnati Bengals as a team overall.
Yeah. Also, Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott still hasn't been signed. I find this
Oh,
to be confusing because either they're going to pick him back up or he's going to go somewhere else. And I know the last broadcast we just did, you saw he had a conversation with the Patriots, which would irritate the absolute hell out of me.
yeah, you don't like, yeah.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
But would you say that back in the past, a running back of his caliber, once was let go, to be everybody and their brothers scrambling to scoop him up?
And the business side of it takes a while. Jerry Jones has said that more than once. That's why I'm saying back being
Oh,
patient. Melanie, we're talking now American football. I know you don't understand. Thank you for being here. You are welcome to sit back and take notes and try to learn and ask any question you may have.
oh,
It's okay. I know you're not here, but you still might peeps. You still might peeps.
just take it, Melanie, as it's sort of like it's rugby American style, but it's not rugby because I know
Right.
that's their big sport over there.
Yeah, they're big with rugby and cricket and soccer, I want to say. Um, Also, yes, Twin Tower sister, how you doing? We're the same height, so we call each other Twin Tower.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got the.
DeAndre Hopkins signed to the Titans. I do like that, even though they got a new quarterback. Him and Derrick Henry is an excellent offense. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. It should be enough in that division. Seeing that Indianapolis is in shambles, even though Jacksonville is somewhat coming up, and Houston, we have no expectation for real. At least I do not. Now, Golf Hawk said the Texans should do something this season. Brian has been optimistic about them because hometown team, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Tennessee needs to be the best team out of the division right behind Jacksonville, which make them 1 and 2. Jacksonville number 1, Tennessee number 2. Forgive me, y'all. I don't expect much out of that division. What do you think?
Now, which division are we talking about?
AFC South.
They you know, they don't impress me. You know, it's one of those things. It's like you're hoping for certain teams to win, and they, I'm not really. I don't see a lot of them playing. As far as unless they're playing the New York teams and stuff like that. So
AFC South will have a good regular season. They will not see a decent postseason.
Yeah.
As of right now, no. And I've had high hopes for Tennessee. Jacksonville did real good last season. Me and Glick talked about that a lot. You was there for it as well.
Yeah.
They showed a good come up, but they got to show some consistency now.
Right.
Got to show some consistency now, which I'm not sure if they are going to.
Well, just their caliber of players compared to the other divisions and stuff like that. It's just
they got players. They got teams.
Yeah. Well, there's players, but
they get their ass whipped. They get their ass whipped.
They're not playing as a team, I guess, as far as that goes. Right. So
yes, you are, Melody. We thank you. Yes, you are.
I am being good friend listening to you. We appreciate it, Mel. We appreciate it. You listen to two knuckleheads.
We do have to watch it from Jacksonville. Yes, we do.
Jacksonville, yeah. Jacksonville, with the young quarterback they got Jacksonville, I got high hopes for them. You know, you want to see these prominent kids that are coming out of the college do well and stuff like that. And
that's what's my man's name? I forgot his name, but yeah, he's a decent quarterback. He was great at Clemson. There's nothing wrong with him as a QB.
Yeah, no, and he's starting to come into his own. Hang on for a second.
Jacksonville does have a team. That's not even a question. As far as the other teams, Philly, I don't have any doubts or hesitations about. I do expect them to be back in the Super Bowl as an NFC team. The Patriots are going to be a major threat. I'm sticking with that. The Dolphins are going to be a problem. I'm sticking with that. The Falcons, and I'll be here to see most of the games because that's what's regional from my area. We're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to even try to make a couple of games this year and see what I can do as far as being there and watching face-to-face instead of just seeing what's going on the television.
Gotcha. I'm back.
You're good. The Saints have made a couple of good moves, which will make them a factor. They will be.
The thing about the Saints, though, is in the quarterback realm and the relationship he has with the coach and stuff like that. Will that be enough to recharge the Saints? Because the Saints have been a good team in the past and stuff like that. So I didn't really like how he left, how Carr left the Raiders there in Las Vegas. I think he's still a good quarterback. I do like him as a quarterback. And I'm hoping he has some success.
It's some great optimism for the Saints. Great optimism. We're going to see how it goes because to me, they get robbed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They get robbed in the playoffs. Detroit is optimism behind that team. We just got to see them win a playoff game and then more than one. The Packers, I have no expectations for the Packers. They seem to make it. They seem to be rational. They seem to maintain a consistency to be a threat, but I have no faith in them this season. The Vikings, you let go of Dalvin Cook. What the hell were you all thinking? Except for money, or he wanted to leave. I just can't. I just can't. You all have thrown me off because I actually had you all being a significant factor in the playoffs. Y'all just threw that out the window. Geno Smith with the Seattle Seahawks.
He
He is on
that
the
that
radar. They are on
that's
the radar. Yes.
that's going to be a team to watch also to see because they did falter a little bit.
Refill. Go ahead. Let me refill.
Yeah, Geno with Seattle, former Jet quarterback, but he's coming into his own as a Seattle quarterback after I can't think of the guy. He went to the I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. He went to Denver, which I hope he has. God, what was his name? But anyway, Geno there. He's going to be bringing an element to the Seattle Seahawks to where they're going to be right in the run of it and stuff like that. He's coming to his own as a premier quarterback, where he was always been a backup in the past. Even though when he first came on the scene, he there was high hopes there, but just like most of the good quarterbacks, when they do come in, they falter a little bit, and then it's not until the second half of their careers and stuff they find something, and that's probably a story in itself, Geno, as far as where he was before, and then to be continuing playing after all these years, and the way he played last year, it was just phenomenal.
Geno and Pete Carroll
Yep.
broke the mold, messed up everybody's money, gained value, restored prominence. They did all of that. I'm calling Geno Smith the Phoenix. He needs to re-nickname himself the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good. That's a good analogy, Tony. Good analogy.
And I'm sticking with that from last season alone. Geno Smith, congratulations for reestablishing yourself. When you were first coming into the league, I drafted you as my quarterback and got laughed at. Do me a favor, and this is my broadcast. I need everybody to forgive me. Shit on everybody you can for right now. They debunked your ass for a decade.
Yeah.
Go get yours, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. Go get yours.
He raised some eyebrows definitely last year. He definitely raised some eyebrows. Yeah,
Whoever gambled on him should be a millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all need to holler at your boy. The 49ers are still going to be a factor, but they actually messed me up by dropping Trey Lance, because Trey Lance I thought was going to be one of the quarterbacks of the future. I think they dropped him. Let me verify this.
49ers, I don't know. They're a team that I don't they're another team that, like the teams down in the Southwest Division, that I don't really follow that much.
He's still on the 49ers, but he's struggling in training camp.
Okay. And
I didn't know he was from Minnesota. Oh,
is he? Oh, okay. But
that opens a couple of damn eyes.
But the 49ers, they won their division last year. They actually I'm looking at the last year's divisionals and stuff like that, and I think everybody had them pegged as winning the Super Bowl. As far as the power, they seemed like a powerhouse during the season, but they just faltered. Like it was sort of like a reverse role. You take 2 years ago where everybody said Cincinnati's going to win, and they didn't win. But they ended up coming back. So maybe this might be the year for San Francisco if they rack up the record they had last year.
They got a good squad. They got stumped by Philly in the playoffs last year, which blew my mind. And I do mean stumped. They were not supposed to lose that bad to the Eagles if they were to lose at all. And they got annihilated. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're going to see how this season goes with them. The Chargers. Justin Herbert got a real big contract. I am very happy for him. I think he will be there. They have an excellent high-energy team. I call them an attention grabber. I don't know how they're going to do through the season. What do you think?
Right. I don't know. It's it's one of those things. You could whatever predictions we make today,
Yes.
2 weeks into the season, it's going to be a whole different ball
Yeah,
game and
and
stuff like that.
I'm looking at what we get right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
I'm
and
looking at
it's
where we're at right now. I agree with you.
yeah, yeah. So it's just like I really don't want to make any. What can I put this? Definite
Predictions and
predictions
expectations, yes.
because I love the play of football. It just there's something about the sport more so now than it has been in the past with all these players because I don't think I've ever seen ever since I've grown up watching the NFL and stuff the caliber of players that we have, and we just talked about one there, Zeke. Nobody's
Yes.
picking him up. He had one interview with the Patriots, and I know that you don't like that, but it's just like back in the day, he'd have like a dozen teams saying, "Hey, we're going to go here," and he could sign for either
Scrambling.
one.
Scrambling.
And he's still he might not be the premier that he used to be, but he is a solid running back. I think.
Scrambling. They should be scrambling to get him. I 100%
Yes,
agree. I'm thoroughly confused. I
because
see how people get on.
I'm tying that in because just what we were talked about. Look at Gino. Everybody had him written off. Look
They
at him
wrote him off.
now.
They wrote him off, and he's
And
back.
I think that's going to be the same thing. Now, there's a prediction I'm going to because I'm looking back at past performance and with Gino coming back the way he is. Look at Eli or no Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Everybody wrote him off when he broke his neck, and he came back. I love those stories. That's what I love about football. Those stories that are right at the core and heart of the sport of making a comeback. It's the Rudy moment, I'll call it. Okay.
I like that. I like that. I like that. The Raiders, Las Vegas.
I don't know.
Money,
That's a
money.
question mark for me.
Yeah, money and attention. I don't expect much. Based on their history alone, I don't expect much. Denver, I don't expect much. And they have
Russell Wilson. I couldn't think of his name.
yeah,
I'm
Russell.
hoping Russell Wilson has a good year. I want to see him
I do
play
too.
good, just like Gino. He's a good quarterback. And I think I said this last season during your broadcast here that it became apparent that his crappy play is not that he's getting worse. He had some real world things
Yeah, real world
affecting
issues.
him.
I agree.
He had a very influential mentor that passed away, and I think that
Yes.
had an effect if you look back on it.
So we got to see what's going to happen with him. The Arizona Cardinals, I don't know.
Oh, let's see. What they finished they finished dead last, so I don't know. They're in a rebuilding state, I think.
Which
at this
surprises me
point.
because it shouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah. No, they've always been good in the past and stuff.
Yeah,
So
it
it
should
just
not have been that bad. We're going to see how they go. The Houston Texans,
oof.
exactly.
That's Brian's team there, right?
Yeah, Brian, you'll be next on that one. The Chicago Bears.
Well, the Bears. That's a team I always think that they're one of those legacy teams that that
I think they'll raise a couple of eyebrows. They'll have some attention. I don't
they
think we
could.
should sleep on them. I don't think we sleep on them defense wise, especially.
Yeah, but again, they finished last in the division last year. So you got Minnesota; they're still hanging tough in that division. Detroit Lions. They supposedly I seen something. They have a defense possibly this
They
year.
got an offense too.
Yeah, but I just want to say about their defense because one of the things that we talked about this. I'm watching Canadian football, and one of the teams I actually watched a little bit more than just a quick glimpse, a couple plays last night. The Canadian Football League, the Toronto Argonauts, and they're first in their division. There's two divisions, East and West. They're undefeated, and the one thing that just popped out of the TV screen, their defense was monstrous.
Yeah.
So if Detroit has a good offense, and if they have, I'm seeing some headlines about their defense. They got a couple young bucks there that are freaking monstrous. That and I'm always one going back to the old school. If you have a strong defense, that's what you need to have is a strong defense. And then your offense, if you have a good offense, you're going to win just about every game.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that? You don't agree with the strong defense?
I don't have a problem with strong defense. You got to have an offense to put points on the board as well. It worked for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It worked for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
But
And they're
ever since then, it's been a little bit. Now, it also worked for the Denver Broncos when they beat up on Carolina.
yeah,
Heartbreaking.
and their
Speaking
defense
of
was sort of
Carolina, speaking
yeah.
of Carolina, I have no idea what is going to happen with the Carolina Panthers this year.
No.
That whole team is brand damn new. They look like the Jets did.
Yeah.
Everything is brand new. Everything is restructured. Everything is redone. They just got to run it out. DeAndre Swift and the Detroit Lions did go to the Philadelphia Eagles, which is a major factor against the Lions and major factor for the Eagles. Detroit, I still think you're going to do something. The Bears, you have Justin Fields as your quarterback. There's a lot of energy and a lot of hype around him, but your record wasn't the best, if I remember correctly.
Right.
We're going to see how that goes. The Browns. Glick and I talked about this a lot.
Well, that's Glick's team, right? Glick, he's a Browns fan.
They got a roster. They're not producing. I got to go ahead and say it. That roster, them boys supposed to be in the playoffs easy and the Super Bowl almost. And they're barely making the playoffs or winning the playoffs.
Yeah.
I said it. Browns, I'm going to need y'all to step it up. Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what to expect from you all, but I will say that last season, the Browns-Steelers game, that was Monday Night Football, I believe was an outstanding game. And I saw a lot of energy out of both teams. I do think both will do well.
Yeah.
Now, that was last season. We got to see how this season goes. Who am I missing? The Giants. What do you want me to say about the Giants? You gave Daniel Jones the money. You barely want to pay Saquon Barkley. Ain't nobody happy about that.
We'll see if they can produce. It's to see what, because they
tend to sneak in there all the damn time. I want to say
but
they like the Green Bay Packers for some reason or another. They keep remaining the fact.
We have this thing as being a Giant fan and stuff like that, and I had some former coworkers, especially this one guy Eddie, diehard Giant fan, is the Giants. They'll seem like they're coming on, but it's a third quarter. If it's not the third quarter, it's the last quarter. They just fold. They go back to the prevent defense and stuff, and they've done that. They did that a number of times. They get the lead and they just sort of fall back and stuff. Where back during the season of when they won the last Super Bowl, they were monstrous through the whole season. You got to be hungry. You got to be vicious. You can't rest back and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's – you see just not the Giants. I've seen other teams do that. They get a big lead, and then they just rest back, and they come back. Because we've seen it before where a team – we've seen it in a Super Bowl. Freaking teams racked up 3-4 touchdowns ahead of the other team, and the other team after the second half just ends up winning the game.
Like I said, we're going to see.
Yeah, and that's what's great about
the Giants get on my nerves because they always manage to – come back in and stay in the mix.
Yeah.
They stay in the mix.
Yeah.
The Commanders, I have no idea what to expect from them this year.
I think they're just in a rebuilding stage. I don't think they're going to be a factor as much as Dallas, they've been having high hopes. They're along with the same thing when you say about the Cleveland Browns. They're right there.
Yes.
But they just can't get over that thing as far as they're playing
with the people's money. That's exactly what it looks like with Dallas.
Yeah.
They are seriously playing with the people's money. And I run with the old school fan base.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what I'm seeing. I know they can make it. They're just not, and it's pissing people off.
Right.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have no expectations for them this season, even though they do still have a roster. They don't have.
No, they're in a weak division. They're in a weak division, just like the AFC South. There, it's almost a carbon copy division.
Right. This season, I have to agree with you.
Yeah, but then again, the one team that's going to probably rise from the top on that division is the Saints. The Saints. Yeah. I really think. I'm not going to make a full. I could be talking about, but given all the other teams and the makeups, the Atlanta Falcons. You went and saw a game last year with them, and I think they. I don't know. I remember some commentary said they played.
Correct, but they played football. Both teams played football. It was the Falcons and the Cardinals on New Year's Day. Both teams played football. I had a problem with the ending.
Okay.
I really did. And one of my homeboys is a diehard Falcons fan.
Okay.
That's how you play the game. That's how you play the game. I said, what? And he's right. I didn't want to act up too hard because I'm in Falcon Stadium.
Right.
But there were other
Falcons fans. You got to be careful where you're.
There were other Falcons fans who were just as bad as I was looking at them like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah. And going back, that's the same phrase we say as a Giant fans is like, what the hell are you guys doing? It's just like, but I don't know. It's we're moving up to where it's going to be another interesting season, I think.
I'm going to enjoy whatever the season does. We're going to see what's happening. I don't have any solid feelings like I did when Brady went to the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a
flux with everything because I wasn't sure what to expect, and I think I got more out of it.
I think I have a little bit of that right now when Brady went to the Tampa Bay a few seasons back. Now with the opening of the even the preseason next Thursday, this Thursday with the Jets and Browns, because I want to see. I'm going to be eating my popcorn 30 minutes before the ball game, was waiting for it to start because I want to see what Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah, everybody's going to be watching what Aaron Rodgers
does. Do you really think – I'm wondering if he's going to play the first game, though. Do you think he really – it's just like – or are they going to hold
He's going to play the first game.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is not going out there to sit on the bench and not be on the field. Yeah. I don't think.
I guess I just looked at all the past preseason seasons they've had in the past. They usually, the starting quarterbacks loaded weights, and maybe the last couple, maybe they take a couple things and stuff like that. But I think, I think you're right in the fact that Aaron Rodgers has to get out there and say, hey, he's shown even on the off season, he's fully vetted in the New York culture. He
took himself out of Green Bay, and he's talking himself.
He's a New Yorker. Yeah.
I would give him that entirely. I agree.
And
who am I forgetting? We talked about Buffalo Bills.
Well, the Bills, they'll
be there.
The thing I have a problem with, we're just up in Buffalo here a few weeks ago. Me and the missus and stuff. We had some lunch with some family members and stuff like that. And the big talk up there is not necessarily about the Bills. It's about the stadium. It's a New York thing because New York State here, the Buffalo Bills are getting a new stadium. But there's a little controversy about that. And I know our good friend Ted Hicks has brought it up too, being a New Yorker down there in Long Island, that our tax paying money is going toward it. And even the people that, the individuals that we visit, they live right there in Buffalo. They work right there in Buffalo. And, and Buffalo is a very hopping town for the younger crowd right now. It's, this
years past in the house. Michael Jordan.
Michael.
If you don't get yourself up here, if you don't get yourself up here, there is an invite in the chat, Mike. Get your butt up here. I don't even want to hear it. Get up
Send him. Oh my God. This is a rare moment here. Yes, sir.
There's a link in the chat for anybody willing to join. The door is open. We have at least 20 more minutes. Please join us if you can.
Come on, Michael. Come on. Take it. It's just click the link.
You ain't doing nothing. You ain't got to stay long. Get your ass up here.
Oh my God. Michael, hello from Melanie. The Buffalo Bills drama is high. No, I don't think it's like Habs, but it's just the people are more talking about the stadium and stuff and how it's going to impact.
It just went to Twitch and YouTube. It didn't go to. Wait a minute. Let me look at this. Sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
You're okay. But the restaurant we went to, what was the name of that restaurant we went to? Oh, okay. The Wayland. That's the name of it was the Wayland, I believe. Great restaurant. It's right there down the road from the stadium, or right in the general. No, actually, is the stadium north or south? No, the stadium's in south of Buffalo, outside Buffalo. So the Bills, what happened there? My screensaver went on. Okay. But the Bills, they're still a solid team. I think they have to have the drive that they did. I think overall, there's nothing controversial coming out of there. Their coach there, God, I can't think of his name.
Buffalo Bills, I forgot.
Yeah, but
Sean Payton, I forgot his name.
There's something in the news that this goes to show you when you get these stories. The coach was coming back from vacation, and there was an individual that couldn't get a ride from the airport to his house, and he's a diehard Buffalo Bill fan. And when I guess the coach heard that, he says, "I'll drive you home." without even batting an eye.
Right.
It just so most coaches, they're just like, oh, I'm the coach of an NFL football team and stuff like that. So it just so the Buffalo Bills, I think they're going to be in the mix as far as that goes. They did win the division last year. I think it's going to be a little tight. I was a big disappointment them not winning the Super Bowl or winning it going into the Super Bowl, but they got beat by a better team. But I think they're going to in that division. I do think they if the Miami Dolphins don't give them a run for their money, I think that's the only team. Maybe the Jets, possibly.
Possibly.
Would I like to see that? Being a Buffalo fan, of course. I love football. That's what football's all about. And I'd be a little disappointed, but you for a team to perform, they have to have some sort. They can't just rest on their laurels of past and stuff. Each season starts anew, and just like in baseball, it's anybody's game. Before the season even starts, day one, everybody's a Super Bowl contender.
Yes. The Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Key factor.
He's been a little bit of a disappointment the last couple of seasons.
Injuries.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no
injuries. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do, honestly. I'm trying to see if Bathurst is going to get himself up here, but if he doesn't,
is he?
I tried.
Come on, Mike. Yeah, that's all you could do. At least you got him in the chat. I love that. It's good to see.
Tampa, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina, Houston,
Tennessee,
Dallas,
Indy.
Kansas City Chiefs. Given, ain't even a question.
No, they've been consistent every year. They've been consistent every year, and even when they don't go to the Super, they're still consistent, and even more so, especially with playing with the injuries they played with.
Yeah, not even a question.
Yeah.
Denver, Arizona, San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers, the Rams. I have no expectation for the Rams. I have none.
No. I don't even have any feelings towards the Los Angeles Dodgers either for the baseball on that practice.
No, they'll be there. They're going to be a problem. Seahawks, Broncos.
Let's see. I'm just going down the list. You talked about Arizona. You covered all the teams there, Tony. Philly. What about Philly? Eagles.
They're going. Philly, Buffalo, Kansas City, going to be top teams. San Francisco, we talked about.
Yeah.
Bills, Patriots, Jets, Giants, Eagles.
I got the list right here. We covered them all as far as that goes.
So we did run through all the teams already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. As far as the
any news on NFL.com that I may see right now is going to be.
Well, I was looking at the headlines here on the.
Go for it.
Well, it just seems like just going on the end. A lot of you got some deals going on as far as got people requesting breaking Jonathan Taylor, formally requesting a trade from the Colts. There's other trades that those are normal deals and stuff like that. It's going to be a factor. They have those deals before the season starts. They're really not a factor once the season gets started. They're sort of like old news. Injuries, again, I think that's the biggest one coming out just before the preseason here. Burrow's being out, which I didn't know until you told me. The Seahawks will do well this year. I think they will. They were a big surprise last year, Michael. And get your butt up here, dude. He gave you an invitation.
He's probably
come on.
I always tell him he's probably busy.
Okay, he's probably busy. Okay,
we'll be trying. Mike, we're trying. Want you to know, nobody forgot you. You just don't.
No. See, he's loving. I think Michael he's loving this. I'll just kick back. I'll be back in the.
I can see him laughing already.
Yeah, we love you, Mike.
We love
you, Michael.
People are asking about you still, man. They want to know how you're doing. They want to know what's going on. I know we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago, and we were supposed to do something last week. That was my fault. Right now, I'm available. The doors open. The Lions, I know the Lions should. We talked about that.
I'm curious on the defense. I love the offense, but a strong defense. It goes back to when I played basketball in the when I was in high school. I had a coach that he was a diehard. He put more emphasis on defense, and we went undefeated. I was a freshman league there. We went undefeated for the season. It was primarily because of our defense and stuff. And because we were pretty good shooter, we had a pretty good team and stuff. And I equate that to NFL. I love watching the defense and stuff like that. Good defense is always worth watching too. Let's see the other news. What do they got in here? Ranking NFL's current throwback jerseys. Eagle perfect Kelly green, high marks for Titans. I guess so. They're going to bring him back. On the fashion side, it's just like I got to have that novelty to keep the history of the NFL going and stuff. You just you see some of these throwback jerseys, especially the ones that when I saw them, I go, they really played in those. Was the throwback jerseys for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
They got a throwback one for the Jets too. They went to the legacy jersey, which I do like, but I got a thing for the new ones too. Twitter Spaces, I don't have a problem with, Mike. I'll be on swing shift, so I won't be available for any evening for the next 6 weeks. Honestly, maybe a Sunday.
Oh, it's 6 weeks of swings.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
shift, yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes I'll do 2 rotations. I'll do 12 weeks. It helps. It's just detrimental for me being there for Jason. That's my only problem.
Yeah.
I enjoy being there for him, and he relaxes when he's over here. So it's a comfort zone for him, and I want to keep providing that. Player-wise, fantasy football news, if we will. Let's see what's going on out here.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
anything you got on the headlines, man, go for it. Go.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Other than Burrows, a big thing is Dak to the what's his Dak to Cowboys pay camp holdout. Wait a minute. Wait, let me read this.
Dak Prescott must be talking about something.
Oh, that's Prescott. Okay, I'm thinking Zeke. It's okay, Dak. Yeah, he speaks on all pro guards Zach Martin's training camp holdout. Pay the man. Oh, okay. He's speaking of. See, that's the thing. That's just the one part of football I don't like. These guys that hold out for more money and stuff, and that becomes the focus, and it has nothing to do with football. It's just the money. And I understand they got to get paid, and they're looking for, but it's just sometimes the emphasis. And I agree with Zach. Just pay the guy, okay? Come to a terms. It's sort of like like they do on the picking show there. I'll give you 1,000. No, how about 6 or the pawn shop? They're bidding back and forth and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just come to a conclusion. It's just like I think they waste more drama. That shouldn't be. It's just a waste, I guess is what I'm saying.
From the business aspect with the specifications and legalities, I understand it. It's for us as fans, it's the anticipation that's killing us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do understand that fully. I did say on your show, Sony Michel's retiring, which is blowing my mind because he doesn't even have a decade in the game. And he's going to be giving it up. That's not good, in my opinion. Training camp fights. The Jets had a couple of scuffles and brawls.
Well, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, they had a couple of scuffles and brawls, and to me, that's a good thing. That means they're taking the game seriously, putting their energy into it. There was a reporter that actually said the Jets are going to be the Jets. Don't expect much out of them. To which I say horse shit until I saw the schedule. That schedule is a beast. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
According to that schedule, they'll be 500. They got some of the best teams in the NFL, in the AFC, and in the division, just to break 500. So I need them to do that at least. Aaron Rodgers, it's your rookie season. Stay above 500 for the love of God. If you don't make the playoffs and you're above 500, we give you that pass.
The one thing with Aaron Rodgers, though, this is going to be the key factor, and I'll say it now, is the fact that he needs to stay healthy. He gets an injury, then
he plays through injuries, though. That's the only thing I'll give him. He plays through them.
But he to a certain extent, but he's I think that he has shown that he wants to go out there, but I think he does more damage to his injuries when he does that, though.
Depends on who his players are.
Yeah.
He doesn't have what he had in Green Bay. However, he does have a young team that is energetic, and that defense that defense is slept on. The Jets defense is not being paid enough attention to, and them boys are good. So let's just look at it. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. He gives the break to Zach Wilson in the lead. They can work that out. Good. Let's mesh as a team instead of looking for one person to carry the whole franchise.
Right.
I'm good with that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize for cutting you off.
No. You're good. It's a good analogy and stuff like that. But it just that they and maybe this. Well, I guess with Aaron, he just like the interviews I've seen him with here since he's come on board with the Jets, you could see that he wants to be there. So I just look back at all the drama he had, the Jet, between him and he wanted to leave there. I think it became apparent that he wanted to get to another team because he just didn't like being with the Green Bay Packers his last couple of years and stuff.
He wasn't comfortable. They weren't making changes that they needed to help him get to a Super Bowl, or at least that he felt. But mind you, he would stay in the playoffs and damn near the championship games,
Right.
with what he did have. Now you look at the Jets. The very energetic injuries killed them the last 2 seasons. I'll give you the running back position specifically alone.
Right.
He could carry a lot of what they got. He brought a couple of veterans in that he's comfortable with. I think they do have something. It's just their schedule was scarce.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We'll see. I'm sure on Belt Kings here, like week 2 or week 3. We can bring it all. Let's assess that. Is it really that much of a fact? I think maybe after 3 or 4 games, it'll be apparent how they're going to be handling that schedule, because right out of the gate, there's no bones that they got a rough schedule.
They got a rough schedule. The bye week, I'm going to need a vacation.
What week is their bye week? I didn't see.
I'll look later. I'll go with it.
Yeah. It's something. Let's see, on the CBS side, for those people who are watching, Tony usually gives us NFL. I usually do the CBS side.
You get the CBS. I got the NFL.com. Go with
and
you.
Basically, it's mirroring. It's a mirror of. Here's 2023 MVP prediction. Bet on Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence,
yeah.
Quarterback for Jacksonville Jaguars.
And I would. The way he played last year compared to when he first started, I think he is getting better each season.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So that's something to watch. But pretty much everything else is just a mirror of the NFL channel as far as that goes for headlines. Let's see. Pete Prescott's top 100 NFL players. Who does he have right at the top? Quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, he says.
And Bathurst, I want to thank you for showing me that my Facebook is kicking in and working with this, because it wasn't before. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for that.
Okay, so your top 3 players for fantasy football. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrows.
And Joe Burrows is hurt.
Yeah. Defense, 4th slot is Nick Bosa. Bosa,
yeah, San Diego Chargers.
Okay, and let's see after that. Myles Garrett of the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
And number 6, here's something, Tracy Kelce. He says he has to be more of a leader. I saw a little bit there early this morning when I was going through the NFL news. He stated and he's going to probably do this because his caliber of play, as we've all seen in the years past, he is phenomenal as a tight end.
Yes. Just as good as his brother.
Oh, yeah. And let's see, 7, Justin Pearson, and then they got the Mikel Pearson for the Cowboys. Good defensive linebacker. And let's see, Aaron Donald. I don't know who that is.
Aaron Donald was a defensive player for the Rams, Super Bowl contending defensive player. Strong dude.
He's 30. He's a young guy. That's probably why I don't know him. And then they got Trent Williams comes in at number 10. Those are the top 10 players according to
CBS.
This is Pete Presco. He's a CBS senior writer. He's the guy I get my NFL fantasy football news from when I come up on your broadcast and stuff.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. Yeah, so those. But Nick Bosa tops the defensive player in his ranking there. But the top 3 are quarterbacks. So, with one of them out, so we'll see what happens.
Jalen Hurts right up in there.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. I'm sliding him right up in there. You can throw Patrick.
Oh God, yeah, you can't forget about it. No, you can't.
Yes, he is,
He
Bathurst.
he
That
he.
is Lick's favorite wide receiver right now. Yes, he is.
Justin Jefferson's mind blowing. Yeah,
Wide receiver for
exactly.
the Vikings. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. I'm good if you're good, man.
Not, I think we covered the bases. I want to say thank you here on your broadcast for being in my broadcast earlier. That is just an impromptu, and I think this is great because we got to keep this going, Tony. We got to keep
Dude,
because
this
football is
actually
coming.
went better than I thought it would because I didn't think I was going to have this much or even
No,
elaborate this much into it.
we could. There's a
This
lot
is
to
fun.
talk about. There's a lot. Football is just coming around this corner, and I wanted to keep it. For me, I wanted to keep in the forefront because we had the NFL, XFL talked about that. Maybe not to the extent
CFL,
that
the
we did in the NFL,
USFL, all of that. Yeah.
USFL, and then Canadian football is just getting me over that towards and with the actually it's even though it's preseason,
Mhm.
NFL for me starts this upcoming Thursday because of the excitement that we talk
Yes,
about
we
here.
have a preseason game. Yes, we are. So we'll see what we can do about that. You're good, man. Okay, go ahead. You're good.
What's Jason's favorite team?
He doesn't have one yet. Though.
Oh, he doesn't have one yet? Okay.
Who's your favorite football team?
I don't have one. I stopped liking football.
He stopped liking football when he played.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that. I can see it.
I tried to get him to watch a couple of games, and he was catching something out of it. He was like, "Eh." I said, "Okay, keep your eyes on it. When he grows up, he'll check out more."
Yeah.
Appreciate that,
He'll
Bathurst.
get back in.
We
Thank
got to
you.
look at the rookies
Thank
as
you,
well,
Michael.
Bathurst, just so you know. So we'll see how it goes during the week.
Yeah.
Rich, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Thank,
Appreciate your insight. Appreciate you sticking around. Bathurst, good seeing you. Like I said, people
good seeing you, Michael.
back up here, man. Melanie, I want to thank you. Nancy, I want to thank you. Random Rick was here. And who else? That was just you. Yeah, that's it. 5 sets of eyes, 52 minutes and almost 53. I want to thank each and everybody for watching. You will be seeing more of us. Rich, I appreciate you holding down the off season with the XFL, the USFL, and even the Canadian
My
football.
pleasure. I had fun.
I couldn't even do it like I wanted to.
No, we kept it going. You're part of that too. You had your insight. We talked about it on the past broadcasts and stuff like that. It was just
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
it's good.
It's good. It's cool. Thank you all again. Probably be here next week. And until then, catch y'all next time. All right, people? Peace.